Coming down the aisle from Little Rock, Arkansas is Solo Hatley Jr. from Rock City MMA. Professional record of 12-8-1, the 28-year-old coming off of a draw at Cage Titan 67 against Zach DiSabatino, but previously 2 wins, including against Michael Murphy at Fury Challenger Series on a split decision. Solo Hatley Jr., if you follow him on social media, a very, very fun athlete to follow, a skilled professional on a 2-fight win streak essentially, competes in boxing, MMA, and grappling. Solo Hatley Jr., a treat here, the main event on Friday night. When you get into the main event, you can feel the energy shift in the arena. Everyone knows this is it. This is the fight we're here to see, right?
Yeah. And you know, we've been talking about Austin Arnett being the UFC vet, but Solo Hatley Jr. has also been on the big stages. You know, he's no stranger to the big promotions, to the challenges.
Ready to roll here on a Friday night.
Love his shorts.
Rocking the veganism symbol, actually, compassion. Okay, the hometown guy from Lewiston, Idaho. Marky Mark's coach, Austin Arnett. Last time we saw Austin Arnett in the professional fighting world was at Front Street Fights 24, a win over Nathan Stolen. Running down the aisle, Arnett's ready to get back into the cage.
Yeah, and you know, Austin's absolutely a vet. Once he gets in there, I'm sure he's going to feel no ring rust or anything like that. But it has been a few years since he's fought. And crazy that his last fight was with Front Street Fights.
Austin Arnett has been on the biggest stages, fighting on UFC Fight Nights, UFC on Fox. The last time we saw him in a UFC octagon, UFC 234 against Shane Young. That one went the distance, a decision, did lose that night.
You know, his first fight was in the UFC was against Corey Sandhagen. Super tough fight. So you know that he's seen it. He's seen it all, and he's ready to go in there and do what he does. What
a tribute to Idaho and Treasure Valley and regional MMA here tonight, capping it off with a fan favorite, a longtime vet, Austin Arnett. Can he follow his teammate, his protege, Marky Mark Coates? Main event time, of course, 5 5-minute rounds. Will it go the distance? We will find out, but Austin Arnett taking this fight for Front Street Fights 30, I mean, it shows his love for the game, as you touched on it. We haven't seen him since 24, and time's gone by, but he's ready to go, and he looks great. He
looks really great.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see these guys put it together. Both these guys are high-level performers, well-rounded games, don't really have a specific focus. They seem to be able to bang wherever you want to go. This is going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to come down to who can impose the will first, right? Don't you think, Shino, the person that can get their plan in action sooner, put the other person on their heels, make them reactionary rather than proactive?
Yeah, absolutely. I think both guys have seen so much. I mean, they've just had so many fights together, so it's definitely going to be who's first.
Right.
In the Front Street Fights featherweight division. Introducing first and fighting out of the blue corner with a record of 12 wins, 8 defeats, and 1 draw, standing at 5 foot 6 inches and weighing at 155 pounds. Fighting out of Little Rock, Arkansas, and representing Rock City MMA, please welcome the IRS man, Solo Hatley Jr. And fighting out of the red corner with a record of 18 wins and 7 defeats. Standing at 6 foot even and weighing in at 155.5 pounds. Fighting out of Lewiston, Idaho, representing Arnett Martial Arts. Please welcome the Golden Boy, Austin Arnett. Your referee for this fight is Tom Supnett.
want you to keep it clean, but keep it exciting. Touch them up.
You might notice Austin Arnett, he trains with Michael Chiesa, who is in the building, talking about the excitement of the fights here tonight, talking about Front Street Fights 30. I was really happy to see him on the social media profiles for Front Street Fights, which you've got to follow online. Our main event presented by Project Filter. We are underway here. Solo Hatley Jr. and Austin Arnett.
And right away you notice that Solo Hatley Jr. is the shorter one out of the two. I think he usually is in his fights, so going up against a guy taller like Austin Arnett isn't new to him. And actually, I think Solo Hatley Jr. has a knockout over the tallest featherweight in the past. I think I saw that somewhere.
Solo Hatley Jr., 5'6", Austin Arnett, 6 feet tall, both at 155 pounds. Arnett does have that reach advantage, as you may guess, being the taller fighter.
Yeah, both guys in double-digit fights on their record, so they're going to be a little more patient, a little more prone to like feel each other out. You know, take their time in this first round because they know it's going to be a long night.
Well, they both know what each other is capable of as well.
For sure.
That's another thing about being such a vet in the sport is you've seen so many things and you are so aware of other people's capabilities that you have to, the feel-out process can sometimes be longer.
And I think, too, when you've had enough time in the sport, you've also run into guys that have trained with your opponents.
Right,
you know, so it's kind of like, I kind of know what this guy's capable of. I've worked with his buddies. I've trained with his training partners. Maybe even trained with him at times.
Right.
Measured approach to the first round. 5 5-minute rounds in our main event here. We've seen some glancing blows so far as both men going for a kick at the same time. Flurry of fists.
You know, when you have such a height difference, you really have to figure out that range. What range is going to be comfortable for each person?
Yeah.
There from Arnett as Hatley Jr. will take a step back here. Even pace so far. Going for a large hit there, Arnett, and that's where I think the height of Solo Hatley Jr. is an advantage, getting right under that kick.
Solo's doing a good job again of kind of staying in the center of the ring, kind of pushing Austin around a little bit, you know. And I don't mean that in a negative way, but he's just kind of like imposing his will.
Right.
You know, he's come up to the center and he's not giving it up.
Something that we see a little differently than the amateur portion is the pro guys, especially high-level ones like these two, stay in the center pretty consistently.
Yeah, they want to keep that, right?
They're like Beyblades.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Little eye poke. His hair.
That's an interesting aspect too. Like, how do you manage your hair
when
you have that much hair and you're going to fight?
I love his whole style, though.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely colorful, right?
Right.
Hatley Jr. looking for some combinations. His corner calling out some ideas here as Arnett will duck away from that one. Just over a minute remaining in the first round.
He's getting in pretty good. He's just short of being able to touch Austin.
Yeah, he's just got to get that little bit of range, right?
Yeah.
And then he's going to start making those shots count.
You can see the speed there as Arnett will connect with one there. Oh, catching the foot. Hatley Jr. backing up into the cage. Arnett not rushing into anything there. Little front kick. 45 seconds remaining here in our first round. The crowd calling for something, but these professionals are looking for something well beyond the first round. They know what this takes.
Yeah, you know, it's different when, again,
yeah,
like
when
I
you're
said,
in there, right?
yeah, when you're in there, but also when you know what the other person is capable of. Like, they both have history in the cage, so they've both done a lot, they've both experienced a lot.
Yeah.
No room for error when you have ultimate professionals like these two. You get to the point that it's a high level that you know one mistake might do it.
Right.
Hatley Jr. up against the cage.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of negating each other's knees.
Oh, good
Throwing
turn.
the legs. Good.
And that'll do it for our first round here. A little taste of what these two athletes have to bring to the table. I was impressed with the speed of Solo Hatley Jr.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see what their plans are now. What are the corners going to say? Both have experienced corners. They've got vets in the corner, giving them some advice. I would be curious, you know, what do you think they're telling them? Like, coming out now, we've had a chance to see each other, feel each other out. Now what's the plan?
I think for Solo Hatley Jr., he gets in so well, just barely missing because of the range. I think just keep pressuring and keeping Austin on the wall, on the cage. And then for Austin, just kind of adding in a little more combos. He's touching him, but I think now putting on the pressure a little more and adding some combos might...
Yeah, make those touches hurt, right?
Yeah.
A few good exchanges there in the first round. We'll see what the next 5 minutes brings. As the cage is cleared, the gentlemen locked in. And we're ready to roll in round two, Arnett and Hatley Jr. So we can see here the pace already to start round two. A little more energy to get it going.
Yeah, Solo's pressing, putting a little more pressure on now, right? Moving forward, stalking. I think it's like you said, Chino, he's got to find that range. And the only way to find that range is to pressure in.
And you know what? I think, like, pressuring in and then keeping that pressure, if that makes sense. He gets in very well and then kind of backs out a little bit.
Yeah, that's true.
And it gives ground a little bit, which isn't a bad thing. But I think now putting it on him and keeping that, that pressure.
Yeah, keep that pressure, right? Just keep controlling that distance. That in itself is a pressure. If you can't move anywhere without me being on top of you, then that's going to create pressure, right? And if anytime you move, I have something in your face, I'm throwing a punch, a kick, a knee, then that's going to change your game plan.
You can hear Solo Hatley, his corner telling them to chop the leg, maybe take down the taller man here, but both still seem like they're measuring.
He's definitely got Austin on his back foot.
Yeah, definitely.
But Austin's doing a great job moving around.
Yeah, he's moving around.
And now he's back in center.
And it seems like from, you know, he's kind of changed the positioning of his hands, letting him float a little bit. The first round he was, you know, putting his right hand out a little further. That's kind of what caused that inadvertent eye poke. But it seems like he's kind of like floating his hands a little bit to try to set up a cross.
Right.
You know?
You know, the difference here too is Austin's had like a couple years off, whereas Solo has been pretty active. So
Arnett could be looking for the rhythm.
Yeah.
Plenty of time left in this one. 3 minutes remaining in the second round. Arnett looking to maybe get a takedown there. Hatley, though, does a good job to backtrack out of it.
Beautiful takedown.
Nice takedown.
That was a great time takedown. Little toss.
Yeah, almost like a lateral drop right off of the cage.
First opportunity here on the ground for either fighter. We'll see what Arnett can do with it.
Yeah, he's got good control. He's locked in a half guard top, and he's kind of doing almost like a reverse lockdown. He's got his legs pinned, or at least Solo's bottom leg pinned, which is going to limit his mobility of his hips. If he can keep him there, he can set up some really heavy hits, man.
Right. Making it uncomfortable for Solo.
For sure.
Having his hand in his face. These little details are kind of what the vets do. They make it mean, you know. They make it dirty a little bit.
Everything should be taxing him, right?
Yeah.
Like everything should be draining the tank a little bit. If I put my hand across your mouth, you know, the muffler, what we call a muffler in jiu-jitsu, put my hand across your mouth, makes it so you can't breathe for a few seconds. That's a little more.
Yeah, beautiful work here by Austin, grabbing that arm and ending up on top. Following very well.
Yeah, just floating, right?
Yes.
Floating on top.
Strong back position here.
Solo's got to push on that elbow. He's not doing anything with his hands.
No, he's not fighting.
He's about to tap.
You saw Arnett tap out there, and that'll do it. Austin Arnett, the victory, tapping out Solo Hatley Jr., getting in behind another rear naked choke for Austin Arnett. Back-to-back RNCs at Front Street Fights. Exactly what he did at Front Street Fights 24. Main event winner, the man from up the road in Lewiston. We'll take a look here at the end towards, as we'll see the takedown that Austin Arnett had to push this path towards victory. Getting the control there on top. From there, Solo Hatley Jr. was in a lot of trouble. Arnett finally wrestling around, getting that back position, sinking in the rear naked choke. And you could see even there, he thought about tapping, see if he could keep lasting, adjusting there, and realizing nowhere to go.
And that was a great example of it doesn't always have to be under the chin. You kind of saw at the end Solo adjusting his jaw. You know, it was probably more of a crank than a choke, but those hurt.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, what a night here as we will get into the octagon, and Arnett will celebrate here with his fellow Idahoans. A really successful night for the Arnett athletes. Winners in the co and main event. We saw it all here tonight. We saw everything from wild swings to real technical fighting.
Yes. Some grappling, some really good grappling exchanges, some striking, really good striking exchanges.
This fight has been called at 3 minutes and 27 seconds of the second round by tap out rear naked choke. Your winner, fighting out of the red corner, the Golden Boy, Austin Arnett.
Austin, my man. Bring it in, bro. Bring it in. Welcome back, dude. How good does it feel?
Oh, it feels amazing, baby. Let's go.
Are you ready to do it again?
Yeah, I'm always ready to fight, man. I do this for passion because I love it. I love competition. I love combat. I like to be in here. So when opportunities come up, I'll jump on them as they come. So yeah, whenever.
All right, man. Let's do it.
Shout out to Idaho, the best state in the country. I love this state. And Lewis Clark, noise.
Well, an exciting end to our night here for the hometown favorite. He gets to get the picture in the winner's circle.
Yeah, that's amazing. You know, and I'm curious, I mean, Solo gave him a good fight. He was coming forward, he was putting him in some tough positions, and Austin was able to just stay patient, find his way, and secure that choke.